In this power electronics session, we are going to see about the next type of, that is the second type of switched mode regulator, boost converter. So from the name itself, we can say that boosting, that is the output voltage will be greater than the input voltage. Okay, if the average output voltage is greater than the input voltage, then that type of converter is called boost converter. So here also, as in the case of buck converter, this operation can be divided into two modes. Okay, so first we can see the mode 1 operation. In this mode, the switch is on. Okay, here the as a switch we have used BJT. So here instead of BJT you can also use MOSFET or IGBT, anything you can use. Okay, so now in the previous converter, that is in buck converter, we used MOSFET or IGBT. Okay, here we have used BJT. So to switch on this transistor, what we have to do, we have to give the base signal to this BJT. Okay, so by giving this base signal, we can turn on this switch. So what will be the operation? We can see now. Now the switch is on. Okay, so the current path will be like this. So at this time, this inductor will charge its energy. Okay, with its polarity. With this polarity, will charge. So the current through this inductor will be increasing from I1 to I2. That what will be the voltage across this inductor, that is Vs. Okay, now because this diode is reverse biased, so no conduction. Okay, so the current will flow through this path. So the voltage across this inductor will be the supply voltage, that is Vs. Okay, this is the first mode of operation. Next we can see the second mode of operation. In this mode, the switch is off. Okay, so the switch is turned off by removing the base signal of the BJT. Okay, now the current flows through this. So now the inductor will discharge its energy through this diode. Okay, this diode will be forward biased. So it will discharge its energy through diode, this capacitor, and through this load. Okay, so the current path will be like this. This will be current through the capacitor. Okay, this will be the output. So this time this current through this inductor will be discharging from I2 to I1. Okay, because this inductor is discharging its energy, so the current will reduce from I2 to I1. Then what will be the voltage across this inductor? That is Vs minus V0. Okay, here the output is V0. So the voltage across this inductor will be VL is equal to the supply voltage minus this output voltage. This will be your voltage across this inductor. Okay, this is second mode of operation. So this is the voltage and current waveform. When the switch is on, the voltage across the inductor is Vs. Okay, that is first mode. Then when the switch is off, the voltage across the inductor is Vs minus V0. Okay. So we have seen in the mode 1, mode 2. So mode 1, VL is equal to Vs. Mode 2, VL is equal to Vs minus V0. Okay, during switch turn on condition. Okay, so this is what is given here. During the switch is on, the voltage across the inductor is Vs. The switch is off, the voltage across the inductor is Vs minus V0. Okay, then what about the inductor current? So when this is on, the current through the inductor will be increasing from I1 to I2. When the switch is off, the current will decrease from I2 to I1. Okay, so this is the turn on period and this is the turn off period. Okay, so this is the voltage and current waveform. Then we can see derivation of the average output voltage and average source current. So we know already this, the voltage across the inductor is that is VL is equal to L into di by dt. So during turn on time, okay, during turn on time, the current rises linearly from I1 to I2. So we can write this equation in turn on period. That is when the switch is on, the inductor voltage, okay, VL is equal to Vs. That is in mode 1, the switch is on. Okay, so at that condition, VL is equal to Vs. Is equal to L into, so di by dt, that is the current changes from I1 to I2. So I2 minus I1 by the time is T on period. Okay, T on. So instead of this I2 minus I1, we can write generally as delta I. So L into delta I by T on. From this you can find the value of delta I. Okay, you can bring this term T on here to the numerator and this will come to the denominator. Okay, so delta I is equal to Vs into T on by L. So where delta I is equal to the peak to peak current of the inductor. Okay, then we can see in the duration of T off. Okay, that is the off period. So during this period, the inductor current falls from I2 to I1. So VL is the same equation. VL is equal to L into di by dt. Here, when the switch is off, VL is equal to Vs minus V0. Okay, is equal to, minus is here. This is discharging current. Okay, that's why we have put here minus L into the change in current delta I by, this is T of time, so T off. Okay, so Vs minus V0 is equal to minus L into delta I by T off. Now we can take this minus outside. Okay, generally we can take minus outside. So if you take minus outside, there will be plus. So plus V0, and here there will be minus Vs. Okay, multiply and see, minus V0 plus Vs. Okay, that is what is here, which is equal to minus L into delta I by T off. So first you can find the value of delta I. So delta I is equal to, so before that we can cancel this minus term. Okay, minus sign we can cancel. So from this delta I is equal to V0 minus Vs into T off. Okay, divided by this L. This L will come to the denominator. Okay, so this is what is your del I during the turn off time. So from this you can also find the turn off time value. Okay, now you can equate both the equations 1 and 2. So since this is also the value of delta I and this is also the value of delta I, so we are going to equate these two equations. Okay, so by doing so we will get this. So from this we can cancel these two terms. So Vs T on is equal to V0 minus Vs into T off. Okay, so Vs T on is equal to V0 minus Vs into, instead of this T off we can write T minus T on, because total time T is equal to T on plus T off. Okay, so total time is equal to on time plus off time. So from this you can write the T off value. Okay, T off is equal to, how can we write, the total time minus on time. Okay, if you bring this term here, so there will be minus. So off time is equal to total time minus on time. Okay, that is what is written here. So next to Vs T on is equal to, we can multiply this term. Okay, this V0 with this whole term. So V0 into T, then minus V0 into T on. Okay, now we have multiplied with this term. Now we can multiply this minus Vs with this term, the whole term. Okay, so minus Vs into T, minus into minus plus Vs T on. Okay, so now we can bring this term to the right hand side, Vs T on to the right hand side. Okay, so V0 T minus V0 T on minus Vs T plus Vs T on. If you bring this term here, minus, there will be minus Vs T on, which is equal to 0. Okay, now we can cancel these two terms. So the rest of the terms are V0 T minus V0 T on minus Vs T, which is equal to 0. The same equation I have written here. So V0 T minus V0 T on minus Vs T is equal to 0. We can bring this term Vs T to the right hand side, so it will become plus. Okay, then if you take this V0, so you will get this equation. From this you can find the value of V0, that is V0 is equal to Vs T divided by T minus T on. Okay, now we can divide all the terms by total time T. So Vs into T by T divided by T minus T on by T. You can cancel this T. Okay, so you will get this answer, that is Vs divided by 1. Okay, because this value will be 1 minus T on by T is alpha. Okay, so this will be your output voltage of this boost converter. Okay, so we can verify this output voltage, how this converter works as a boost converter. So as I said already, the alpha lies between 0 and 1. Okay, so alpha lies between 0 and 1. We can take alpha is equal to 0.6 and the supply voltage we can take 4 volt. Okay, then what will be the output voltage? So V naught is equal to Vs is 4 volt. So 4 divided by 1 minus alpha is 0.6. What will be the answer? The answer will be 10 volt. So V naught is equal to 10 volt. What is the input voltage? Input voltage is 4 volt. So the output voltage is greater than this input voltage. Okay, so that's why this type of converter is called boost converter. So by varying this alpha between these 0 and 1 values, we can get the variable output voltage. So if there is no loss, then we can write input power is equal to output power. So Vs Is is equal to Vs. So this V naught value we can substitute. V naught is equal to Vs by 1 minus alpha. So from this you can cancel this Vs and Vs. So Is is equal to I naught divided by 1 minus alpha. This is the average source current value. Now we can see the advantages. So we can boost up the voltage. Okay, the output voltage can be boosted up by using this boost converter. Then its efficiency is high. Okay, and also the input current is continuous. If you see the disadvantages, so there will be high peak current flows through this transistor T1. Okay, so through the transistor there will be a peak current flow. Okay, then this average output voltage is very sensitive to the changes in duty cycle alpha. Okay, even if you change a small value of alpha, then the output voltage will be the change in output voltage will be large. Okay, so it is very difficult to stabilize the regulator. Then because of the high current flow through the LC circuit, okay, we need larger filter capacitor. Okay, this is also another disadvantage. So these are the disadvantages of boost converter. If you see the applications, there are many applications. Okay, especially we can specifically we can say it can be used in regulated DC supplies and regenerative braking of DC motors. Okay, so in this video we have seen about the modes of operation of the boost converter, voltage waveform and current waveforms, then the derivation of the output voltage, average output voltage and source current, advantages, disadvantages and its applications. Okay, so these are all about the boost converter. Thank you.